How do you feel about high schools? Are they an asset or a liability these days? Just school in general, just high schools. Yeah. I wouldn't be aware of the differences between a public and a private school for high schools these days.
Yeah.
But it's such an important time in someone's life. And how do you design a curriculum to help someone be resilient, to help them to be happy, to help them nurture relationships, to help them have an understanding of self? It seems that there's an overemphasis on things like the memorization of certain things that in the world of AI, that's completely neutralized. It's like if we're spending hours and hours and hours a week on something like mathematics that AI can now do at the click of a button. It's like, well, is that time well spent? Maybe that's time that could be spent learning things like emotional regulation or relationship building or critical thinking. I didn't mean to pick on mathematics there. It could be be any subject. But
I agree with you. And I do think we're in this sort of educational renaissance in a way where we're seeing that the current system is not really working and that we do need more strength-based curriculums. And, you could really get into that, like teachers are being underpaid and curriculums are getting more intense. But I feel very hopeful in seeing, because I've been on a lot of that nonprofit front, an educational revolution where I think we are moving towards a more strength-based education system, but it moves like molasses. Like, it's hard to change the way something's always been done. But there is so much benefit in having students focus on their strengths, focus less on grades and where they're, quote, failing. They've done surveys with thousands of teachers where 70% of students and teachers in high school across the nation, 70% of the time, they feel stressed and unhappy at the school, the teachers and the students. And that's not a place to be learning. It stifles the ability to process and learn. There was a school here in LA, one of the lowest performing schools in the district. They brought in simple emotional regulation and self-reflection and decision-making skills, and gang-related violence decreased by 75%. They became the top performing school in the district after being the lowest performing school in the district. And we're seeing more and more that emotional skills are no longer an option. We need those things to be productive and fleshed out and kind human beings. And fostering that in an educational space is part of that.